Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Slider Havoc here, and I am here with a mod review of Gany's Nether mod. And the reason for this was I happened across the mod today, and every time I find a new mod or mod pack or whatever, I like to kind of check out what other people are doing with it. And I realized that there's absolutely no good mod reviews for this mod pack. So I started looking into it, and the mod pack just deserves so much better. It is a great little mod. Or not mod pack, sorry. It's a great little mod, and it adds something to, you know, a world that we all go to that, let's be honest, is really lacking. There's not a lot to do in the Nether outside of finding the occasional Nether fortress to go get some, you know, diamonds and some Nether wart. But in this one, and I'm going to walk over here because I just saw one, you have things like these undertakers that are sporadically put around the map. As you can see, it's just random stuff in here. Some raw beef, some Nether wart, some torches, some wood, some coal, you know, whatever. But they're all over the map. Now we'll get into that undertaker shortly, because we do have the ability to make them. But before we do that, we're just going to go ahead and get started with the rest of the review, the rest of the mod review. So I'm going to come down here and get started on this first one. So the first one is soul glass. Soul glass is made very similar to regular glass. You basically take, instead of sand, we do soul sand, and we throw it in the furnace, and it gets to cooking. And what the output is soul glass. Very similar to regular glass. All the characteristics are the same. It just has a very, I don't know, ghostly looking appearance, I would say. I don't know another word to really describe it better than that. But it you know, just, it looks really cool, I think. Yeah, that's soul glass. Made from soul sand. And cooking it in the furnace, or smelting it in the furnace, just like you would some normal glass. So we'll go ahead and drop that off. And then the next thing we have here is soul glass bricks. And soul glass bricks are made just like regular stone bricks. So if you consider the soul glass stone, and you want to make stone bricks, you do the same thing with the soul glass. So we just take 4 of them, just like that. So you know what, we'll make them all real quick. Now I got 64 soul glass bricks, and the soul glass bricks, very similar to soul glass, except it just has this brick design to it, and so it just gives you another feature and another look from the glass aspect. And I don't know, I really like the soul glass brick. It almost, you can make like a very ghostly looking building with this. And not only can you do these, but the reason I really enjoy this one is because you can now make some glass stairs. Now, personally, I think that's awesome, because I'd like to do a lot of bridges and stuff where I have glass in the center, and so I think being able to make some glass stairs is awesome, but also you'll be able to do a glass roof. And it's made the exact same way as normal stairs, using the soul glass bricks. You do them in the shape of the stairs, and you get soul glass stairs. Soul glass brick stairs. The only downside, and I think that I'm actually going to write to the mod creator and let him know that this adjustment's there. Traditionally, when you make stairs, you actually get an output of 4. This one's only giving us an output of 1. And I think a 6-to-1 ratio is probably not intentional. But it is the way it is for right now. But they're pretty cool looking. Soul glass stairs. So yeah. That's them. Still see-through, just like normal soul glass, or just like normal glass. But you can make some cool looking roofs and stuff like that. I'm really digging this soul glass. I'm sorry, I love building, and any more instruments that you give me to build, I'm all about it. So yeah, so that's soul glass bricks, soul glass stairs, and then finally we got the panes. Panes are made the exact same way that normal panes are. You can make soul glass brick panes, or you can make just soul glass panes. And the recipes are just the same as making normal panes. You do a 2x3 like that, and that'll give you 16 panes. And then same with the soul glass bricks. Do a 2x3, gives you 16 panes. Oops, I accidentally shift clicked that one, but it's okay. And the panes are used exactly like normal panes. They serve all the same purposes and do all the same function as normal glass panes. And you can see they bond together just fine, so it's half soul glass brick and half soul glass. So yeah, so that's the soul glass. Go ahead and wrap up with that real quick. So soul glass brick stairs, and then soul glass panes and soul glass brick panes. Yes, that's what we got. Moving on, we have the soul chest. Now the soul chest is actually one of my more interesting ones that I found. I found very useful for future ideas. Oops, let me go back and show you the rest. Well, I'm showing the recipe now. It, in my eyes, can take the place of a hopper system, where you've got hoppers, you know, set up under to collect items or whatever. This soul chest is actually going to be able to do the same thing. Do I have anything in here? Let me take some of these chests, and I got some of that sand. So I'm going to place 2 of these down. And I kind of want to show you what we got going on here. So if I have any item in my hand, as you can see, I've got 8 soul sand in my hand. If I right click on this soul chest with something in my hand, it just disappears and it goes into the chest. So no more opening the chest, finding a slot, matching up, no more shift clicking, whatever. All you gotta do is just have the item in hand, right click, and it goes right into the chest. The other cool function of this is if anything touches the chest, any random dropped item touches the chest, it'll go into the chest as well. As you can see, I'll drop them all in there, so all 27 chests are in there. Really cool to me. Like I said, just dropping items and stuff like that, you can see the versatility like using a hopper system, but the benefit is they're already going in a chest, so they're already being stored, and it doesn't take all the iron because it's just sand and a little bit of quartz, or 1 piece of quartz actually. Now next, if you take a soul chest and you throw it in the furnace, you get our next item, and what you will get is a undertaker. So as your soul chest cooks, it's slowly going through a change, and you get an undertaker. Now the undertaker, I'm not going to give you an example of what it does right now, but if you have an undertaker anywhere in your inventory and you die, your entire inventory will be taken into the undertaker and it'll be left at the spot of your death. So if anybody has ever used open blocks or played on Attack of the B Team or any other mod pack that uses open blocks and have used the gravestone, very similar, except you have to make it yourself. And when you die, you'll come back, and at your point of death, you'll see this little guy sitting there, and you open it up, and all your armor will be here. Your inventory will be exactly how it was in your inventory, and your hotbar will be right down there exactly how you had it in your hotbar. That's the Undertaker. I showed you one on the other side, and we're actually going to go find another one, because I have a feeling that I forgot to stock some eggs over here, but it's okay. The next thing we're going to be making is a volcanic furnace. Now this, I think, is a great idea because everybody knows that after a lot of building, a lot of digging and stuff like that, you end up with chests full of dirt and cobblestone that you don't want. Well, this finally finds a use for them. So what a volcanic chest is, or a volcanic furnace is, it's nether brick, obsidian, this dense lava cell, and a cauldron. And this dense lava cell, we'll get to how to make it in just a second. But you take these items real quick, craft them up just like that, cauldron on top, and you get a volcanic furnace. Now here's a volcanic furnace, for example, right here. Now what this does, and that's kind of cool that I made one, is instead of just throwing your items away or creating a lava hole and just throwing everything away, what you can do here is you throw something in there and you get a output, and every item's a little bit different. Some are more than others, but you get an output of lava, and as you can see, it's on, it's going. So I grabbed a couple things here to throw into this. So as you can see, I get like 16 or 20 millibuckets from each diamond, so obviously not worthwhile to be throwing diamonds away. And after a couple diamonds, I have 80 millibuckets. But if I throw some obsidian in there, I get 800 millibuckets. So just 2 obsidian would give me 2 full buckets of lava, which makes sense since, water on lava gives you obsidian. So it would be just about an entire block. Pretty logical if you ask me, so we'll just dump all those in there. And then when we come back, you'll see that the lava in the tank right here is going up. And if you're using this mod with any other mod packs, anything with like thermal expansion or anything where you can pipe fluid, you can pipe this right out and into a system. So I think it's a pretty awesome little asset. Now, as I showed you before, we need to make a dense lava, what was it called? I forget. Dense lava cell. Okay. So the recipe for a dense lava cell is this little fire, and I'll show you how to make fire in just a second. In the middle, 4 lava buckets and 4 diamonds, and that gives you your dense lava cell. And then that's what we used over here to make the furnace. Now, fire is not going to be all that easy to make, but we're going to make it right here with our magmatic centrifuge. Now, the magmatic centrifuge is made with 4 blaze rods, 2 pieces of glass, any kind of glass, 2 nether brick, and obsidian. And once you put it all together, you get your magmatic centrifuge. I'm going to grab these quartz because this is how we're going to make the fire over here for this lava. So I've only figured out a couple recipes so far. Oh, I need to get some lava. I don't have any lava buckets. Oh, shoot. Do apologize. I usually try to have absolutely everything ready, but you know what? Can't be perfect. Well, I guess you can be, but I wasn't. Alright. So we'll go ahead and pop a couple lava buckets in there, and as you can see, it's powered now. And so when they go around, they will slowly, and you can actually see animation, which I think is really cool. You can see the quartz on both sides, and as the centrifuge is going, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but there will be an output. And while I'm waiting on that, I think the other one I remember seeing was it netherrack? I don't remember. There's a couple different recipes. I'm not going to get into them because I'm not really concentrated on all the things you can make with it. There's tons of recipes just showing you what you can make. So these things are going to spin around and you actually get an animation here. And eventually they're going to hit a point where they're going to output, and I believe this gives me 6 fire. So eventually it will get there. So not the fastest thing in the world, but it is going. You know what? I'm going to dump some of these items. Oh. Just put them over here. Alright. Yay! So now we got 6 fire. And fire is part of the recipe for this. But fire can also just be set down. Just like that. And yeah. That's the magmatic crucible. Or sorry, magmatic centrifuge. Now the next item we're going to be taking a look at is... Oh, I forgot the name of it. There it is. The reproducer. This is really cool. And this, right now, I've got a couple eggs in here. But I want to go see if I can find... You know, I can fly. Like I said, those undertakers are pretty common. And they're... I've seen quite a few as I was flying around earlier. Oh, there's one right there. Now, in these undertakers, they've got something cool in them that I think we would all love. Because you're not going to need so many nether stars anymore. Or, sorry, not nether stars. Wither skulls. They do have eggs in them. Wither eggs. And or wither skeleton eggs. Or the wither egg. Sorry, wow. Not seeing to find any. But that's okay. Because we can make our own. So, I got a little sidetracked here. But it was with a purpose. I was trying to find some eggs because that's where I found the original ones that are in there. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff in this mod, and I don't want this review to go too long. So I'm going to just jump in here real quick. So the recipe for our reproducer is 2 obsidian, 3 soul sand. You need 3 spawn wither skeletons, and then a pillar of quartz. And it has to be a pillar, not just a piece of quartz. That gives us a reproducer here, which you can see here. And this is the display for the reproducer. And what you do here is we're going to grab these real quick. Whichever egg you want to reproduce, you place on the left side. Whichever egg you have you don't care about, and I'll explain the eggs because you can get them. Whichever egg you don't care about, you put on the right side. Whatever egg is right here, you put its drop. And so as we know, wither skeletons drop coal. And then zombies, they drop rotten flesh, or on my display, because I'm using this facts pack, it's a zombie brain, but it's the same purpose. As you can see, it starts working, and what this is going to do is it's actually going to create us another wither skeleton egg. So now I've got 2 wither skeleton eggs. So basically, you're just turning one egg into another, but you can reproduce whatever eggs you want. And I'm in peaceful mode, so this isn't going to work. But you can see they're flashing real quick. They are there. But I am in peaceful mode. So that is the reproducer. Really useful if there's any particular item you're trying to get, or if you're trying to get some withers and you just keep reproducing some wither eggs or wither skeleton eggs, and eventually you'll get enough heads, hopefully. Now this is how you're going to get your eggs. This thing is really cool. This is called the wand of concealment, or the something of concealment. So we're going to go and grab these real quick. And there's a reason I had... Oh yeah, and to get this concealment cap, it is a nether cube, or a nether star, whatever you want to call it, and wrapped by 8 eggs. And that's how you get this concealment cap here. So it's nether brick, gold, concealment cap, gives us our scepter of concealment. Durability 0, because it has to be charged. Hold on 1 second. Alright guys, not exactly sure what's going on, so I do apologize about that. I forgot to mention the charging crystal, so I've made one here. And as a matter of fact, yeah, there we go. And what you should be able to do is you should be able to put the charge, or the uncharged scepter right there, and then put another concealment cap next to it, and it should charge it and give you this guy right here. Something's not working with the mod, and I'll probably write to that as well. I'm writing that down on my list of stuff to do with the mod creator. But anyways, this is the scepter of concealment. And if you are carrying eggs, which I didn't leave myself any, let me grab some eggs real quick. And I'm going to have to change back into game mode, survival mode. As a matter of fact, let me dump all this nonsense real quick. All you can go. Alright, so we'll go ahead and switch into survival real quick, and hopefully we'll get some zombie pigmen popping up around here. I've had like numerous... Oh, I'm still in peaceful mode. Okay, easy. Now I should get some zombie pigmen popping up. Hate having delays. I had this all planned out. Did I switch it to easy? I've had like umpteen zombie pigmen bothering me this entire time because I was building all this stuff and I wasn't in peaceful mode. Now nothing? Really? Okay, there's a pigman over there. So this little guy, the concealment, pretty cool. Actually, you know what? I can go into game mode 1 for this. They're still around. Alright, so with wand in hand and with eggs in my inventory, all I gotta do is strike this little bugger down, and he turns into an egg for me. And now I have a zombie pigman egg. Now the wand only has 128 uses, so you will have to, or you know, within one charge. But as long as you have eggs on you, you can just turn any mob you want into an egg, or into a spawn egg. So yeah, that is the wand of concealment, or scepter of concealment. So drop all that off in here. And now we'll move over to the lightning rod, or the scepter of lightning. Scepter of lightning made very similar. It's nether brick, gold ingot, and a lightning cap. Once again, the lightning cap plus the scepter is what's supposed to charge it and give you this guy. And then to make this lightning cap, it's another star, or another cube. 4 pieces of quartz and 4 nether wart. That gives you this guy. That gives you the wand. So it basically takes 2 of these just to make one of these wands. But what this guy does is strikes down fear. Lightning, lightning, lightning. So if we had a pig running around, or if we were in the overworld, happen to run into a pig, in case you didn't know. You know what? Let me grab a couple of those eggs real quick. Pig egg, a regular pig, and then a creeper. Just for some examples real quick. So if I got a creeper running around here, and I want to strike him down, I can actually make myself a supercharged creeper. Just more highly volatile and explosive. And if you happen to have pigs running around and you zap them, the pigs turn into zombie pigmen. So basically that's what your Scepter of Lightning does. It strikes down lightning and you can just start some... Wow, that was really loud. Okay. Definitely start some fires and... Where's my... Oh, it's over here. Not quite far enough. Okay. Really just disrupt people. If you're playing on a server that has the mod pack, obviously lightning is just annoying as heck, so you can just go totally terrorize people. And then finally we got the Scepter of Fire charging. And once again, the same issue. The charging isn't working for whatever reason. And I'll show you that. You can see this one has a durability of 32. Or sorry, 25 of 32. The recipe right here is nether brick, magma cream, and a fire charging cap. And then this is the recipe for the fire charging cap itself. It's just a fire charge, some TNT, and some blaze ingots. And when you put them together, you should be able to just put these like this, and it should charge it up. For whatever reason, it's not. I don't know why it's not working, but it's not, and there's only so much I can do about that. But I can, stupid ghast, shoot your own stuff back at you. So that's the fire charging wand. It's pretty cool. Basically, you can shoot fireballs just like the annoying guys do. Oh, missed you. Come here, don't move. Missed you. Come here, don't move. I want to hit one of you. Gotcha! Okay. So that's the Scepter of Fire charging. Alright, so that's most of the cooler things that you can craft within this new mod. One of the great additions with this Gany's mod is the ability to do some farming. Now that the Nether is able to be farmed, and just so you know, these white lines right here and the white around it, it should look like normal seeds, but it's with this fax pack. It just happens to look like that on my display, but it will just look like some normal blue seeds, and you'll get some normal blue wheat here. As you can see on my Wailea, it says spectral wheat. Here I have some quartzberry bushes, some hell bushes, and then we've got some blazing cactoid and some glowing reeds. And I'm going to go ahead and switch back into peaceful mode because I want to go into survival for this, because I want to show you that when you collect them, you get some zombie brains, or sorry, rotten flesh. You'll get some spectral wheat, and you get some ghost seeds. Now this wheat can be turned into, I'll show you that on the other side, into flour. Now with the nether quartz, nether berries, you farm them up, and that's what you get is some quartz berries. And with the hell bush, you get some lava berries. The cactoid is just cactoid, and then the reeds are reeds, and they grow. All these grow just like if, how do I say this? Like you're on the overworld, like there's water. You do have to actually harvest the ground, and you can see it's tilled netherrack to plant any of these seeds, and that has to be done with either a diamond hoe or a golden hoe. Won't work with iron, won't work with wood, won't work with steel or cobble. But just like in the overworld, they can go, and as long as it's within 4 blocks of a lava square, then it will work. So as you can see, I'm going to walk out here where there's no lava at, and I'm going to till the land, and it would just be like tilling the land in the overworld with no water around. Eventually these blocks will fill back in to like normal netherrack because they're not being sourced by the lava. So it's filling in right there. Get a couple more to fill in just so you can see. Come on. Now, I tried this earlier and it didn't seem to work. No, it still doesn't work. So jumping on it doesn't untill the land. But as you can see, the blocks are starting to fill back in. And these are becoming lava hydrated. I don't know what word I'm looking for there. But now we can plant some seeds. And just like normal. And then the berries don't plant, obviously. But we've got some hellbush seeds here. So yeah, so that's all the seeds right there. Now the cactoid, as I planted right there, as you can see it's burning on fire or whatnot. They're not very, very, very common to be found. But they're pretty cool. And I'm going to show you why in just a second. We're going to break some of these down real quick. And we're going to head over to one of these furnaces. And do I still have coal in there? Yes, I do. Undertakers. And we're going to throw some of these blazing cactoids in. And what you'll see is they're going to start cooking. What they're going to do, and they're all filling in now. And what they're going to do is they're going to give us, let me go get some more. So we'll keep that cooking for a minute. The cactus grow just like, or the cactoid, blazing cactoid, they grow just like cactus. They can't be touching each other. They have to be a block apart. They only grow on netherrack. They don't grow on anything else. And they do have to be spaced out. So if you are planting like a farm, like they have to be like, you know, that zigzag pattern river. They can't have one. As you can see, they can't be right next to each other. But there's a couple things you get out of these guys. And that is blaze nuggets. So if you cook them all up and you get yourself some blaze nuggets, just like 9 nuggets will be an ingot for like gold, or in this now iron, 9 of these blaze nuggets will actually give you a blaze ingot. And the ingots are used for a couple different things. I can show you that real quick. Oh, I'm back in survival mode. Darn it. So the blaze ingots can actually be used for a couple different things. Oops. They can be used to make the fire charging cap, which I showed you earlier. It also makes this focus lava cell, which I'll explain to you, but I didn't go over for a good reason. It's just kind of overdoing it. The focus cell, if you put them around your volcanic furnace, it just makes it work faster. And it's really expensive to make that thing work faster, so I didn't deem it really necessary. But the last thing we're going to do real quick is make some, let's call it nether bone meal. It's 4 soul sand, 3, like I said, minor zombie brains, but that's actually rotten flesh, and 2 bones. And you get what is called living soul, and as you can see, boo. And the living soul is basically nether soul sand, or nether bone meal. And which one's going to give me the best? That one will give me the best. So you can see, and it grew. And it grows, and it grows, and it grows, and it gets big. And everything grows, and the wheat grows. And so that's living soil or soul? Living soul. And that's how you fertilize in the nether. It's with this living soul. So I'm going to dump my inventory real quick, because this episode's getting really long and I want to hurry up with it. Alright, so as you can see around, I've got these, you know, lighting up the whole nether or whatever, and these are white glow boxes. And the way you make a white glow box is just a glowstone with 4 glass panes around them. And you just pop them in there like that. Come on. Just being disagreeable. And you get glow boxes. Did I put a couple extra in here? Yes, I did. And glow boxes can be just change their color, like many other things. You just create a ring of them, drop some yellow in there, and we get some yellow glow boxes. Drop some blue in there, get some blue glow boxes. And then they're already white, so it's really not going to do anything except just waste that bone meal, but whatever. And we got some white ones. But now, the cool thing about these is if you want blue and you just want to turn it back to white, just pop them in there and you get 8 white ones back. So yeah, that's the glow boxes. And what was I doing? Oh, I want to make some blue ones just so you can see what the blue ones look like on the ground versus the others. Alright, so there's that, there's yellow, and there's white. So the white ones are the ones you can see all around here. The blue, they still light up the same area the same way. They just have different colorations to them. So you've got white, blue, yellow, and the full spectrum, lime green, you know, green, red, black, whatever you want. But they all light up the same way. So that is the glow boxes. Dump those off real quick. And next, we have our thermal smelter. Now, the thermal smelter is really simple. It's 3 coal, 2 buckets of lava, and a furnace. And so if we grab these real quick, and furnace here, lava buckets, and 3 coal, we get a thermal furnace. Thermal furnace is really cool, kind of cool, in the sense that it doesn't take any fuel to get it going. It just has to be next to a lava source. If lava is touching the side of it, then it will be working. So, well, I don't have anything to smelt right now. But as you can see, there's a little flame right here. It's not totally full, and that's because I actually only have, and I'm going to cover this so you understand, there's only one block of lava, and it's directly under it right now. And so when you place it, it's got one side touching lava, and so you just get a little flame. Now up here, we've got 3 sides touching. I don't have the underside touching or whatever, and it's almost full. And then finally, oh, where's that lava bucket ahead? Finally, we've got this one. So once again, we'll put lava under it, and that. And so you can see it's just got a little bit. But if I place lava in this corner, it's going to completely wrap around this thing. And now it's got a full lava, or a full thermal charge, or whatever you want to say. So now the smelting will just go crazy. So throw a little netherrack in there, and it's going to work away. Now it's slow. Don't get me wrong. It's much slower than a normal furnace. But the bright side to it is, it doesn't cost you any fuel. All it does is just sit there in the lava. So that is the thermal smeltery. Right, and moving on. Now we've got the bottomless bucket. Not, you know, totally digging on this item, but I could see some really good uses for it. Me personally, doesn't matter. You know, my opinion's my opinion. But it's 4 empty buckets, 3 nether bricks, and some soul sand, and you can make yourself a bottomless bucket. Now, it's probably not going to be what you think, in the sense of, you know, endless, like, you know, an endless lava bucket. But if you need to clean up an area, you move into an area, you want to work in it or whatever, and it's like covered in lava, just scoop it up. All the lava. It's a bottomless bucket. It just soaks it right up. And it all goes away. I don't think I had one. Oh, I did have one under. And all the lava's gone. So in the overworld, I think this thing could be really useful for like clearing out water or clearing out lava, you know, whatever the case may be. Oh, there we go. That's the endless lava bucket, or bottomless bucket. Now, finally, we've come to my last few items of this this mod. This right here is a focused eye, and we're going to need that to make these, and these are going to be one of the greatest things people are going to love. Okay, so what we have here is, I forgot the name of it. Oh, I can just do this. There we go. Nether core. And I think nether core is a great name for it because it's just a little bit of each piece of the nether. A wither skeleton, a ghast tear, nether brick, blaze rock, glowstone, sandstone, magma cream, nether wart, and nether quartz. And that gives you a nether core. And the reason you need the nether core is to make these guys right here. And it's a spawner upgrade. And to explain the spawner upgrade, I'm going to have to show it to you. Let me show you the recipe real quick. There's different tiers and different levels. The first tier, or the tier 0, is just the regular spawner upgrade, and it's how we can turn this guy right here into our own adjustable spawner, or an extended spawner. Now with an empty hand, I just right click on it and it says tier 0. I have no slots available for any modifications or anything like that. It's going to spawn 4 in a range 4 and then 17 blocks out, 4, 17, all that good stuff or whatever. The normal spawn rates, whatever. Now if we grab this silver one here, or the iron one, sorry, and we click that into it, now if I right click with hand, you're going to see that I'm on tier 1. I have 2 slots available, and then all the other information is the same. Now this chest right here, oh yeah, I didn't really show you the recipe, did I? Okay, so to make level 0, you're going to need 4 pieces of coal, 4 coal blocks, and then 1 of these nether cores. So these things are expensive, somewhat. Not that this is really all that expensive, other than the wither skeleton will take time to make, get them or whatever, and you're going to need a core. But you're going to need a core for every one, because you can't just go, like, jump up to tier 7. You have to go from tier 1 to tier 2 to tier 3, all the way up the line. So this is tier 1, then tier 2 is iron. I can show them to you real quick. Tier 3 is lapis. Tier 4, I think, is glowstone. Tier 5... is diamond, or maybe that's gold. Yeah, that's gold. All the way up to tier 7. Tier 7 is a dragon's egg. It is enchanted golden apples, 4 nether cores, and a dragon egg to get yourself all the way up to tier 7. That's a lot. That can be expensive. But I'm going to go ahead and grab... let's see. Let's move these. Do this real quick. Get all this stuff out of the way. So I already did 1 and 2. So I'm going to grab 3, 4... Or sorry. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we had a couple extra spawners there. Alright, so... There's 7... 3 there. Is that right? That's emerald. That's tier 1. That's tier 6. What is tier 6? Tier 6 is also expensive. Nether stars, nether core, 4 nether stars, nether core, and then that. But as you go through, we've already put 1 and 2 on. So there's 0 and 1 on. So then there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Make sure they're all on. Okay. And then with my empty hand, you can see now it is a tier 7. There's 14 slots available. And there's just some fun stuff you can do with this. And I'll show you real quick. I'm not going to get too deep into it because it gets really convoluted. And there's just a lot going on there. Oops. I want this one right here. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I'm back. And we're just going to go over the last bit real quick of these spawners. So I showed you tier 1s, or tier 0 through tier 7. And then these last few ones, you've got one that can control redstone. Recipe redstone, obviously, around this nether core. They all seem to have the nether core. Regular apples and golden apples around a nether core. That gives you the ability to run a spawner, or have a spawner working when you're not even present. So kind of like a chunk loader almost. Or at least it runs. I don't know if it would work as a chunk loader, but whatever. And then we've also got this one right here with ignore spawn rules. So it doesn't matter about light level, dimension, whatever. And that takes the lava cells, some of those firing charge caps, and then the nether core. That's kind of expensive. But I don't know. Worth it maybe? Now Silky to me is probably the most worth it. Oops, sorry about that. Silky takes 4 silk books, 4 nether quartz ores, and then the nether core. But what this gives you the ability to do is actually to claim the... you can actually pick up the spawner, which is something you can't do in any normal mode. And so you can actually silk touch a spawner, which is really cool. And then quantity increase. Jeez, I keep hitting the wrong button. I'm sorry, guys. And you can see it's done a couple different ways. You can either do it with skulls, or you can do it with eggs. Wrapped around a nether core, and I think that was the other recipe, yeah. And so that gives you the possibility of increasing the quantity that's coming out, and then you can also increase range. That's done with fire and the eyes of enders, and it just increases, it expands the range on the X and Z of how far they'll spawn out. So that is all of that. Alright guys, so finally for my last 2 items here that happen to be my 2 favorites, we have our magmatic centrifuge going, and we've got some spectral wheat and some diamonds. And don't worry, you don't lose your diamonds. You get your diamonds back. But it gives you some spooky flour. And if you cook up your spooky flour, you get some dimensional bread. And hey, who's doing that? You know what? I'm going to get my staff before he blows up my whole area. Where'd I put you? Where'd I put you? You're in one of these. Oh, there you are. Come here. Leave me alone. I'm going to get these guys. Who needs a bow and arrow when you've got the fire rod? Get him. Got him. Freaking lot of gas right now. I never have this many gas in my area. It's wasting a lot of time, man. Alright, well anyways, I'm going to run over here so I can show you this bread. So, the spooky flour gets cooked in. Then we get the spooky bread. Alright, so I'm going to hide over here now. And we're going to num on the spooky bread. And as you can see, I've got particles. And if we look, I get a minute of invisibility. That's right, I'm not really here. I'm a ghost. I can't be seen except for my particles. So, I don't know about you, but that's a pretty cheap cost for invisibility, for a 1 minute invisibility. All we need to do is grow some wheat, put it in the crucible to get the flour, and bam, we've made some bread, and we're invisible. I think it's awesome, but it's kind of cheap. So that's up to you. But that's the spooky bread. Or sorry, not the spooky bread, the dimensional bread. Now, last but not least, this happens to be my favorite thing of the whole mod. You can actually make silverfish spawner eggs, monster spawn blocks or whatever. And it's just one stone surrounded by silverfish scales, which are drops of the silverfish. By the way, you can catch silverfish with that other, with the wand as well. Now, while they're blowing me up here, you'll see I got a stone monster egg. These guys won't leave me alone. So I'm going to go hide real quick. They're just relentless. It's the last thing I want to show you. Alright. Oh, he got me. Alright, so we got a spawn monster egg. And we put it down. And if you try to break it... Ah, silverfish! 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 I don't have a weapon on me. That was kind of silly. But it's okay. We'll get them eventually. They're almost dead. Alright, one more hit each. And we got some scales. And a lot of XP. And then you can see I got a silverfish scale back. So you're not going to get every one. But yeah, so it's multiple eggs. That, I think, is absolutely amazing for base defense. So if you can catch yourself a silverfish using the scepter of concealment and get yourself a whole bunch saved up, you know what, I'm going to switch back into peaceful mode now. And get a whole bunch of those scales, then you can make up some great base defense if people are trying to raid your base and all of a sudden they just get ransacked by a whole bunch of those silverfish. So anyways, guys, that is Gany's Nether mod. If you enjoyed the video, I appreciate, likes. It did take a long time to put this thing together and to get everything organized. So, likes, subscriptions. I will be putting out a lot more mod reviews as I get everything set up. I'm looking for more abstract and individual mods. Not so much the ones you're going to be finding in all the mod packs, but more random ones, more fun ones that you're not going to come across that offer something unique and different. And so that's what I'm going to be concentrating on. But thanks for watching, guys. I am Slider Havoc, and this was Gany's, still not sure the name, mod review, or Gany's Nether mod review. Thank you.